Hi, I'm Heather Dawson. Well, every week on our show, we bring you the best of California. So let's start off with a tour of headlines that made news around the state. Los Angeles, 50,000 residents get ready for Big Sunday by working on volunteer projects that include donating food, caring for animals, removing litter, and renovating buildings in the Southland. San Diego, surfers may comprise the next wave of doctoral candidates. The physics of surfing is a one-unit class at UCSD. San Luis Obispo, $200,000 remote-controlled helicopters have been donated to Cal Poly, which will help students monitor geographic areas from the air. I'm sure you're aware of the financial troubles of the big three automakers. In fact, General Motors is even selling vintage cars to help pay the bills. Well, they might need to come knocking on the door of a business right here in California. Paul Higgins takes us to Family Classic Cars in San Juan Capistrano.
Whether it be a 1962 Ferrari 250 GTO in perfect condition or a 1967 Chevrolet El Camino, here at Family Classic Cars, they have everything classic.
In just 4 short years, Family Classic Cars has built a showroom of showrooms when it comes to vintage automobiles. In a comfortable setting in San Juan Capistrano, Family Classic Cars feels like a chapter out of automobile history. Whether you are a car buff or not, you will find a story and a unique timeline behind every vehicle.
This vintage classic weighs in just under 2,000 pounds and it has 442 horsepower. The body of this Cobra is hand-hammered aluminum and the chassis is stainless steel below this. It's an absolutely beautiful car, a great car for a Sunday afternoon drive up and down Coast Highway.
Family Classic Cars came about out of one man's passion. Mark Spazzeri, owner of Family Toyota and Family Honda, started collecting these gems one by one.
Started as just a few cars that I had myself and used to park them in front of the dealerships and customers would come by and they had to have them. So we started adding cars and people started coming and it's the fun back in the car business.
Rumor has it that this 1950 Cadillac, which Family Classic just picked up from New York, was fished out of a river in New Jersey and then totally restored. Since it's been restored, it's won numerous awards, and you can tell by the look of it. Okay, so you come into Family Classic Cars, you get one choice. Would it be this 1950 Cadillac in perfect condition? Or, if you want to go a little faster, this 2002 Ferrari GT Spider. Remember, you got one choice.
Yes, I recall as a kid playing with my Matchbox cars. It broke my heart when I would lose one. I can't imagine giving up the real thing.
Well, I suffer selling all of them. You know, as they all go, a little piece of you goes with them. But there's a couple cars that are emotional that I've had for a long time. I have a Pantera, 73 Pantera, that not the most expensive car in here, but just it's the right one. I bought a Ford GT40 this year that I'll probably pass on in the family. I just love the car. So there's a handful of them.
Family Classic Cars approaches their craft with utmost professionalism. Every car on the showroom floor is not there just to fill up space. Each vehicle is special, and if not ready to roll, it's not going to show.
Cars are on the showroom are done. We do have other cars that are in progress that we're working on. We do have some back in our warehouse that are not perfect, but if they hit the showroom, they're perfect. We don't want to represent that car anything but that on our showroom floor.
Visiting Family Classic Cars offers an experience whether you're in the market or just looking.
Well, it's now 40,000 square feet of cars here, so it's more of a gallery than it is a sales show. And people come in, we get lots of traffic. People just come in and look at cars as if they're pieces of art. And people come in and look at them and leave, and they just come in and visit. And it's a very comfortable showroom. No pressure to buy anything. Just come in and enjoy them.
Family Classic Cars is now in their new location in San Juan Capistrano on Camino Capistrano Road. But if you can't get here in person, no worry. All you have to do is go to the internet, familyclassiccars.com.
When you think of Morocco, you might imagine things like Marrakech's Medina, or imagine things like marketplaces offering ceramics and jewelry. But we're heading right back into the Saharan desert for part 2 of the Rallye Aicha Des Gazelles. Every year, women of all ages gather in the Moroccan desert to experience this unique adventure. Every morning at 6 a.m., the first Gazelles start the first leg of this rally. This event has 165 teams, about 330 women, 16 different nationalities, all here for different reasons.
Some girls need this to show them they're strong. Also, some come for the pleasure, some come for the mechanic and driving, and they all come for a nice reason. And then when you're here, you feel like just a you, and you go inside yourself. And then when you get back home, you're just like, I did it, so I can do everything now.
All of this is inspiring. My God, to see the villages and to see the people and to see how people are living. I mean, all of that is beauty. Anything that takes you out of your comfort zone and really challenges you, opens up your mind, is essential to work together. I mean, not just as a driver and a navigator on a team like this. It's essential to work together as gazelles because this is hard terrain. I mean, this is hard to get over. Your car, you will pop a tire. You will need to change a tire. You will get stuck in those sand dunes. And these trucks are beasts. I mean, like, how are you going to get that out just yourself? And, you know, you get lost, you know, and that's, as I said, a very intimidating feeling. So you need to kind of come together. You need to help each other out. And people do in the most amazing way.
People are super friendly, even though we still do have a big language barrier. We barely speak any French to get by, and not everybody here speaks English. But even though with that barrier and with the fact that we are competing, if you ask a question and you're nice, and everybody, so far we have had no problems. We ask and we need help and somebody helps, or we, you know, lend a shovel to somebody like we did the other day. So it's teamwork and the spirit of the sport is nice.
If you want to do it, just do it, and you have to do it. I think it's a wonderful experience. Me, maybe I like to suffer, but I think it's so great to feel lost all day and to see, like, even if you're lost, you will always find a solution. I think that's the goal of this race, is to understand that everything is possible.
So stay tuned for part 3 of the Rallye Aicha Des Gazelles, where we're going to follow along with more competitors and other journalists. You're watching Travelarios on California Life HD. I'm Marco Gutierrez.
Coming up, our next guest is going to share some inside information that anyone looking to protect their assets can't afford to miss.
I'm Audra Stafford, just horsing around with one of the stars of Tangled the Musical here at the Disney Cruise Line rehearsal facility in Toronto. Coming up, I'm going to take you behind the scenes of this brand new show.
Today's profile guest is a business expert who earned his graduate degree from Columbia and has lectured at the renowned Wharton School of Finance. He's here to give some invaluable advice to small business owners and entrepreneurs, and I'm pleased to introduce our guest, Jacques Lubin.
Hi, how are you?
Great, how are you?
Great.
This, I think, is a very important topic, especially in today's times. People that want to incorporate their business. Why do you tell somebody it's a good thing to incorporate?
Well, I mean, basically, there are 3 important reasons to incorporate your business. The first one is that when you go out into the world and you try to develop your business and meet people, whether it's customers or suppliers or banks, you want to present yourself as the president of your company. So when you set up a corporation, you are the president of your company, and it gives you a certain amount of stature to go out in the world in that capacity. The second thing that's terribly important is we live in a society where it's what they call litigious. People are constantly suing each other. So over time, as you become more successful, unfortunately, one of the negative byproducts is that sometimes people want to sue you. When you are incorporated, what you've effectively done is you've separated your personal assets from your business assets. It's extremely important. If someone sues you, you don't want to lose your house. You don't want to lose your retirement assets or your automobiles. You want to keep those separate from the business. So a corporation just domiciles your business, and it keeps it separate from your personal assets in case there's a lawsuit. The other important reason to incorporate is that with proper tax planning, anyone who has a business that's incorporated over time, legally, will pay less taxes than someone who works for themselves. For example, when you have your own business, you have all kinds of legitimate tax deductions that reduce your income and thereby reduce your taxes. So those are the three major reasons why people set up corporations. And it's very important to do that. Now, there are also people who set up what are called limited liability companies for businesses that are primarily in the real estate business. And when people call us, we explain the differences. But those are the two basic concepts. You set up a corporation or a limited liability company, otherwise known as an LLC, and you get the benefits of prestige, asset protection, and lower taxes.
Now, is this expensive?
It doesn't have to be. We set up thousands of companies for people all over the world, not just in the United States. And to the extent that we're very specialized in it, we don't make it expensive because it's what we do for a living. And people come to us and we have a basic set of questions that we ask them about what their business is going to do, what they want to call it, who the directors and shareholders of the business are going to be, and we take care of it from there. It's sort of like not wanting to prepare your own taxes. You could do it, but why learn how to do your own taxes when you can get a perfectly competent tax preparer to do it for you? It's the same thing with setting up a company. You want to go to somebody who is a professional in that area.
One thing I found interesting on your website is your checkup list. I think a lot of people, they need a list to get them going. Can you explain that?
Well, a checkup list is something that everybody needs, whether you're a golfer and you want to make sure your swing is perfect, or you're a pilot and you're taking off. A checkup list helps you remember the basics of the process. So what we have is a checkup list for setting up a business, which includes how to incorporate, how to open a business account, whether or not you need a webmaster, whether or not you need an accountant, and when. Because there's certain things you need right away, and there's certain things that you'll need down the road as you become more successful. But the checkup list is always there. And the idea is that whatever you're good at, you should be doing that and not worrying about administration. So if you're a broadcaster and you have a broadcasting company like you do, you want to spend your time doing that. Having said that, you want to make sure that all of the elements are in place so that the foundation of your business is well established. And so you have a corporation, you have a bank account, an accountant, and all that stuff. It's there, and you know that now your job is to go out and be successful with your company.
Well, I think it's a wonderful resource. Thank you so much for being part of our show.
Well, thank you for having me.
The Los Angeles Angels and their fans do their part to fight hunger. We'll have the story coming up on California Life.
I am Audra Stafford here inside the Disney Cruise Line rehearsal facility. Right now, they're practicing Tangled the Musical. I'll take you behind the scenes coming up.
The battle for a major league pennant is long, from spring training to the Fall Classic. But for nearly 400,000 Orange Countyans, hunger is a daily fight, which is where the Los Angeles Angels step up to the plate. At a July home series, hundreds of fans took advantage of the opportunity to donate non-perishable items or just $10. In return, they received vouchers for tickets or a chance at some cool collectibles. But mostly, the Second Harvest Food Bank sees a community, including the Angels, willing to help.
Absolutely. I've been at the organization for a little over a year and seen a lot of generosity from those that, just want to give from the bottom of their heart, those that do their own special food drives at home, and then they'll bring it to our facility. And it's always really exciting to see those that donate directly.
The in-season food drive is just part of the long-standing relationship between the Angels and the Harvest Food Bank. Their biggest event comes in the fall, hopefully after the Angels win the World Series.
The generosity of their staff has been really kind of overwhelming. We have this event with them during this time of the year in the summer, and then we also have a great event with the Angels groundskeepers that happens in November, and we get an outpour of fundraised dollars during that time of the year as well.
You can find the date for that event and other food drives on the net at feedoc.org. The food drive is actually just one of many programs the Angels support. For more info, visit their community webpage found at losangeles.angels.mlb.com. Bringing you the best of California from the Big A in Anaheim, I'm Brent Weber for California Life.
I'm Audra Stafford here at the Disney Cruise Line rehearsal facility in Toronto, where, as you can see from all of this stuff behind me, final preparations are now underway for Tangled the Musical, which will soon be setting sail. It's a dream come true for fans of Disney's hit animated movie Tangled.
And with every passing hour, I'm so glad I left my tower.
5 years after it hit the big screen, Tangled the Musical is getting ready to hit the stage aboard the Disney Magic.
We've been able to take the film and adapt it beautifully onto the stage.
At the helm, Executive Creative Director Donna Harrell, who spent 7 years launching new musicals at the Tony Award-winning La Jolla Playhouse.
I was able to work on Memphis. I was able to work on Hands on a Hard Body, Peter and the Starcatcher, Hunchback of Notre Dame.
For the costumes, Harrell brought in Paloma Young, who won a Tony for her work on Peter and the Starcatcher.
I called her up and I said, "Would you be interested in this?" And she said, "Donna, my stepfather was one of the people that built Cinderella's castle. I love Disney."
The movie's legendary composer also jumped at the chance to work on this show.
It has 3 new songs by Alan Menken. And we've actually taken a bunch of the songs and kind of expanded them a little bit so that they have really exciting dance numbers.
Brought to life by award-winning choreographer Conor Gallagher. What kind of challenges do you have in choreographing for a show that's going to go out on the water?
Well, you have to find performers that are very versatile because they do these shows in rep. So we search for dancers, triple threats who can sing, dance, and act. Hopefully swim as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2. Huh.
Gallagher and the cast showed me a few moves, and trust me that they make it look easy. It's not. Especially for David Colston Chorus.
My left front controls the back left, and vice versa, right?
The talented actor behind everyone's favorite police horse, Maximus.
To be a puppeteer would be like asking a dancer to get inside of another dancer's body to then learn how to dance again. You're having to learn how this puppet can do those same things.
Upstage.
From the puppetry to the props, launching this show is no small feat.
It's a long process, and for this one, it's going to be 2 years in the making.
But when the curtain goes up in November, Harrell says it's sure to be a hit. Bringing you the best of entertainment from Toronto, I'm Audra Stafford for California Life.
Yeah! They're over there! Get them! Stop! Please! You three, get back here! Stop that boy! She's on the roof!
You stumbled upon an opportunity. I can make you rich. Rich enough to impress a princess.
What would I have to do?
There's a cave of wonders. Bring me the lamp.
Great one who summons me, I stand by my oath, loyalty to wishes 3. I'm kidding. Watch this.
Watch out! You done wound me up. You ain't never had a friend like me.
Hey, can you make me a prince?
There is a lot of gray area in make me a prince. I could just make you a prince.
Oh, no.
Y'all see my palace?
You look like a prince on the outside, but I didn't change anything on the inside. Showtime.
No, I'm in charge, okay? I say when it's time. Really? I thought a princess could go anywhere.
Not this princess.
Do you trust me?
Don't you dare close your eyes. Hold your breath, it gets better. I'm like a shooting star. I've come so far. Let me share this whole new world with you.
And that's it for us. If you missed any part of our show, go to our website, CaliforniaLifeHD.com.